What's up, y'all? This is Relly, y'all, back on another video. Yes, and today we will be asking the question, is Jimmy Butler the most underrated player today, right? And I think a lot of that question is attributed to the past teams that he was on, right? He was on Chicago, he was on Minnesota, and he was on Philadelphia, right? All three of those teams, he has been considered the first option player based off scoring and defense, you know, respectfully. Like, he's been on all three of those teams at some point, the closure of those teams respectfully, right? Unfortunately for him is he's had players on those teams who was not on the same tier as him on the aspect of we're trying to win, right? And the closest he came to that was on Philly, but unfortunately for him, he had players like Ben Simmons who was compromised because he could not shoot the ball, and Joel Embiid was compromised because he could not stay healthy, right? And even though they went to a game 7 and it could have went both ways if Kawhi didn't hit that shot, but let's be real, the Philadelphia 76ers should not have been in that situation to be in game 7, because I think a lot of us agree that the Philadelphia 76ers was talent for talent wise better than Toronto, right? So when we look at Jimmy Butler, we see all of the flack he gets for something that's not his fault, right? In Chicago, a lot of people would say, hey, he's not a winner. He's not a winner because he didn't, do this for Chicago. How could he do that if there's no talent in Chicago? Then people say, oh my God, he's such a tyrant in Minnesota. He's screaming. He's not a great leader. How is that when you have young talent who doesn't want to win, right? Then you say, oh my God, he's a quitter. He had all this talent in Philadelphia. Why would he leave? But then he leaves and Philadelphia gets exposed based off of the chemistry that's the reason why Jimmy Butler leaves. And then when he goes to Miami, he has a team that no one expected to be this good. You get what I'm saying? So that's where we have to ask ourselves, is Jimmy Butler underrated, right? And to be honest, I believe Jimmy Butler is underrated as a leader, a player, and a star. Because Jimmy Butler could have very easily went to Miami Heat and said, hey, I just want the ball. Give me the ball. I dominate. But he didn't. He adapted to the roster. He adapted to young players. He adapted to that system and made everybody around him better. Jimmy Butler has completely changed his game to a degree in order to make that team a lot more effective, which I think a lot of people who generally watch the Heat or even watch highlights of the Heat, you've probably noticed that the Heat chemistry rise is better. Like, to a point where a lot of people, including myself, believe the Miami Heat could challenge if the season were to resume in the conference finals and even potentially get to the finals. And I think that's attributed to Jimmy Butler's leadership. And I think over so many years, this shows you that Jimmy Butler has been underrated. He is underrated. And I feel like he deserved his respect. He deserved everything that's praised to him because he has earned it. And he has showed us, hey man, if you put him in the right situation with players who really want to win, he can show you something very, very effective and something you can enjoy, especially if you love basketball. And with that being said, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And do not forget to hit the notification bell for more amazing content, because we are on the grind, the official grinding with y'all. I know I can get there. So with that being said, Ghost.
We turn into hoopers. For the clip like bonds we shooting. Just like some soldiers we trooping. Step back 3, we hooping. We in your house just like Fortnite.